What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and our good friends over at Cobalt Press have some pretty awesome and interesting news, in my opinion. And I went and tried to find it on their website, but they actually sent it to me in a press release. So I'll read it off the press release, and then we'll hopefully see it kind of rolled out on the websites in a formal way here in the next couple days. But that is that the Cobalt Press Black Flag Reference Document, or the BFRD, which is their sort of source material for creating content within Tales of the Valiant, right? So if you're unfamiliar, long and short of it is Tales of the Valiant took everything that was published in the SRD 5.1 back, the 2014 stuff, updated it to kind of tweak and adjust and fix issues that were there, add an additional complexity, and kind of make it its own game, but developed off of SRD 5.1, and that is the Tales of the Valiant system. It's probably an unfair comparison in a couple of different ways, but the best way I could kind of describe this is think about how Pathfinder 1E took the general 3.5 OGL for, Dungeons and Dragons, and then they kind of tweaked and adjusted, but kept a lot of the stuff relatively similar, and then tweaked it to then make that into Pathfinder. This is a similar concept. However, it is still compatible with 5e. But as if you've played with Cobalt Press monsters and things before, they're usually a little bit more lethal. Things have a little bit more power. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It may be more your bag than you think it is. But anyway, they released a Black Flag reference document under the Paizo Orc license, which is the open role-playing, what was it called? The Open RPG Creative License. This was developed by Paizo along with several others in the wake of the OGL to kind of put something on paper about, we're not going to pull what they tried to pull kind of a thing. Well, as we know, the ultimate end goal of that with WotC is they dumped their entire SRD into Creative Commons. Therefore, they no longer hold the license to it and can't be able to make tweaks and, alter it or remove the ability for you to create within that. Well, our friends at Cobalt Press recognize that, honestly, in my opinion, putting it into Creative Commons is an even better choice because when you put your document into Creative Commons, it's out of your hand. It's now held by the public. It's not something you can alter. And again, I'm simplifying the legalese on this, but let's just go ahead and jump into the press release or the news release, right? So this was embargoed until yesterday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Cobalt Press announces Creative Commons licensing for the Black Flag reference document. Valiant new step for Black Flag fans. Cobalt Press is proud to announce that the Black Flag reference document, BFRD, is now available under a Creative Commons Attributions 4.0 International License, CC BY 4.0. This is basically the same thing that the SRD is under. This edition expands the accessibility and usability of the BFRD, providing creators even more freedom to build, adapt, and share content based on the Black Flag role-playing system. The Creative Commons license allows anyone to freely use, modify, and publish their own material derived from the BFRD, so long as the proper attribution is given. Cobalt Press believes this is a significant step towards empowering third-party publishers, game designers, and fans to confidently create new game mechanics and content without legal uncertainty. This is about opening doors for creators, said Cobalt Press founder Wolfgang Bauer. By licensing the BFRD under Creative Commons, we're providing a stable legal foundation, one that's compatible with how people actually build, share, and play TTRPGs. The BFRD builds on the 5e system reference document released by Wizards of the Coast under the same CCBY 4.0 license. That foundation created a dependable legal framework for game mechanics, and now the BFRD offers the same clarity and creative freedom to the Black Flag community. Creators using the BFRD under Creative Commons have no obligation to release their own mechanics as open content. While Cobalt encourages contributions back to the community, the license fully supports commercial products, proprietary development, and full creative independence. The BFRD will also remain available under the Open RPG Creative, or ORC license. ORC emphasize a different philosophy. New mechanical elements built on open content remain open. This dual licensing means publishers and creators can choose the license that best fits their goals or even publish under both. For more details on the BFRD, click this link. I clicked it. It took me to a 404. I'll try it again to see if it changes anything right now. No. So I did go to this website here, which is the bfrd.net. And you can see access to a variety of the different things here, although there's a fair few ads. Here it mentions the orc license, but it does not list anything about it being put into Creative Commons. Perhaps it hasn't made its way out yet, because I also didn't see any publications of this anywhere on any of the official social medias. So this may be more of an exclusive update that we're providing to you here. It says, well, link activated at embargo date. Well, embargo date was yesterday, so the link has not been activated. But either way, I think this is a huge win in terms of accessibility and, just a further proof that the kobolds are out there, realizing that, regardless of how you feel about WotC and what they did, I think we all know how most of us feel about that, we can all recognize that their shift to put the SRDs into Creative Commons was the right play, right? This concept of it's your game, play it how you want. Let's put our money where our mouth is and make it so that we can't ever do anything like that again. It will always and in perpetuity throughout the universe be your game. And, again, that was the right call, regardless of how you feel about Wizards of the Coast. So Cobalt Press following suit on that just makes good sense. I will say, I mean, I put a poll out a while back. We're finally getting to sit down. So myself and Noah, my lawyer friend, we're going to film a video talking all about licensing in TTRPGs. So we're going to cover things like why the OGL was different than something like or what could have happened there, why that was different than now putting things into the Creative Commons license, Paizo's Orc license, how does that differ, the Darrington Press license, and also to the topic of this video, why would someone want to publish under both the Orc license and this new Creative Commons license? What are the benefits, legally or otherwise? We're going to answer all and as many of your questions as we can in an upcoming video that I think you don't know when. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but we're filming it tomorrow. So it should either be out potentially this week or maybe next week. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.